right. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Can you state your name and your position?
Ted White, quarterback coach at UCLA Bruins football team.
It's good stuff. Looking forward to a great season. Start off with a couple of questions. How and where all did it start for you?
It started in 2007. I just finished playing professional football in Canada, and I was within the transition of just trying to see exactly what did I wanted to do. Um, I graduated from Howard University, and my degree was in secondary education, so I know I wanted to be some form of a teacher. And my college coach, Coach Steve Wilson, was the head coach at Texas Southern University at the time, and he gave me an opportunity to coach. He said he needed some help, and I had just finished playing in Canada, and I thought it was a good opportunity for me to go over there and just see if I wanted to coach. Just because guys play football don't necessarily mean that you're going to be a great coach. You got to understand the curriculum. You got to understand just the position fundamentals. You got to understand how to run a meeting. You got to understand how to put together just material to allow the quarterback position to go out and perform in a game at a high level on a consistent basis. And, the experience for me at Texas Southern was unbelievable. I didn't get paid anything. All I wanted to do was learn how to coach. And what other person to be under rather than my college coach who pretty much taught me everything. So it was good. Worked at Texas Southern, had an opportunity from there to go to Southern University and start getting paid. Stomp Mitchell was the head coach. My responsibilities was the quarterback coach and the passing game coordinator. I was there for a year, and then I got an opportunity to go back to my alma mater at Howard University to be the offense coordinator, quarterback coach. From there, I stayed 5 years. We had a great situation there. Greg McGee, who was the quarterback at the time, made freshman of the year. He made player of the year 2 years in a row. And we did some spectacular things. Okay. From there, had an opportunity to go to Arkansas Pine Bluff, was there for 2 years. From there, I had an opportunity to go to Prairie View A&M. Was there for 1 year with Eric Dooley. Then had an opportunity to reconnect with one of my college teammates, Pep Hamilton, just with the XFL DC Defenders. And that was my first time just getting an opportunity to coach at the pro level, which was awesome. Got a chance to work with Pep, as the head coach, me as the quarterback coach, Cardell Jones, who was Ohio State, guy who won a national championship with the Buckeyes.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the season was cut short because of COVID. And from there, I had an opportunity to go work with Mike Loxley at the University of Maryland. And that was an awesome deal, getting a chance to work with Leah Tagovailoa. And then from there, getting a chance to be the quarterback coach with the Houston Texans. Okay, so was there with Lovie Smith. Pep Hamilton was the offensive coordinator. And then from there, getting a chance to be where I'm at now, which is UCLA. With that summary, I've been coaching for over 19 years. Obviously, it's been at different locations, but the transition has been really good. And just having an opportunity to continue to get, different experiences, no matter it's from FCS, FBS, or NFL experience.
Yeah, for sure. Coach Hamilton, he's done great things working with quarterbacks such as Andrew Luck back in college.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what do you believe is the biggest lesson you've learned since your coaching career started?
Well, to take 1 year at a time, coaching quarterbacks, everybody wants this instant success. Quarterbacking is a process. Sometimes quarterbacking is not, going to be the finished product that you want to see as this guy continues to plays and continues to get better. Quarterbacking, he needs reps. He needs reps, okay, whether that's reps on the field, whether that's reps in practice, but he needs constant reps, okay, just to be able to get better every single day. One thing that I would take for coaching is just continue to learn. I have great mentors that has really helped me throughout this transition in my coaching career. And, it's giving me an opportunity, excuse me, to be at the places that I'm at right now. My relationship with Eric Bieniemy, who's a guy who coached in the National Football League for a long time, but also had an opportunity to groom one of the best quarterbacks that's still playing, and that's Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
but just seeing his plan on how he went about developing Pat Mahomes just continues to give you ideas on, how to develop quarterbacks here at UCLA. So, every time, you go into a new situation, you always look at what's the best way to do things. But if you got guys that are on your staff that has an opportunity to give you information that been at different locations and you're able to collaborate and see exactly what those guys have done. Now it's up to you two guys to put your heads together and see exactly what would be the best plan for this quarterback here at UCLA.
Okay, that's good. As a former quarterback, what do you believe is or something that you didn't understand then, but you understand now, coming from the coaching aspect?
Well, just the prep as a quarterback, you always understand, all right, the preparation, okay, but just continue to stay ahead of the curve. And when I say continue to stay ahead of the curve, meaning, okay, that if you're not in class, okay, you're watching film.
Hmm.
You're trying to find just different ways, all right, or different tales to be able to, obviously get the quarterback position better. It's two things about the quarterback position. Either you have a quarterback or you don't have a quarterback. If you have a quarterback, now you're just finding different ways to, obviously allowing him to put you in position to win games. Because a quarterback, okay, is judged on not how many yards you throw or not how many touchdowns you throw, but how many games that you win. Okay, so you look at all of the great quarterbacks that come, just guys, okay, like Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers, all of those guys who I consider to be great quarterbacks, those guys are judged on wins, okay, not just on statistics or anything like that.
Okay. Speaking of preparation, what does your game week look like? Going from Monday all the way to game day.
Okay, so on Sunday, okay, let's start like on game day. Okay, so obviously Saturdays is the game day.
Hmm.
On Sunday, you come in as coaches. Okay, we make the corrections. The players come in later that day, and then we get a chance to watch the tape, watch the corrections, and see what things that we could have done better to get more points on the board. And then we make those corrections, and then we put that game to rest. All right. When those guys leave from us with meetings, now they get an opportunity to go down and work all of the kinks out, get their body ready for the next week, which means, okay, they go to strength and conditioning, they go outside and run, they lift weights. So that way, when they come back on Tuesdays, that they're ready to go. Okay. On Mondays, that's usually a game prep day for the coaches, okay, because the games are usually on Saturday. So now as coaches, okay, we get an opportunity to watch film, kind of put together the base game plan. When we say base game plan, meaning, okay, what does defenses do on first and second down? What top blitzes do they have? What are their top coverages? What are their top fronts? Okay. On Tuesday, now we get an opportunity to now present that base game plan to the players when they come in. Okay, so we talk about just the defensive coaching staff, the origin of the defensive coordinator, the things that make him tick. Is he an emotional play caller? Meaning, okay, if you get a big play on him, does he want to bring cover zero to next play? All
Yeah.
right, is he a guy that likes to sit back, all right, and just determine exactly what you're going to do, all right, from an offensive perspective? Is he an aggressive guy? Meaning, okay, that, from snap one, he wants to bring pressure. So all of those things, okay, you have to know going into the game that we present to our players. We also talk about just the impact player on defense, okay? What are the guys, or who are the guys we have to neutralize? Whether it's a defensive lineman, whether it's a secondary guy, whether it's a linebacker, okay? Who are the guys that we like on matchup situation or matchup passing situations with our back and linebackers. Who do we not want to put our running back on, if these guys are blitzing? So, all of those things have to be accounted for. Okay, so just being able to present our plan on second down, I mean on Tuesday, just to make sure that the players understand just the formations and just the foundation of what we want to do from a game plan perspective. On Wednesday, okay, we get a chance to implement our third down plan. Okay, so whether it's third down and short, okay, which is 2 to 3, third down and medium, all right, which is 4 to 7, third down and long, which is third down 7 to 10, okay, and then third down and extra long, which is third down and 11 and plus. Okay, so we just kind of see exactly what do these guys like to do, what have they shown in these situations, and just try to put together the best game plan as possible. Okay. Thursday is a red zone day. Okay. So high red zone, low red zone, goal line situation, short yardage situation. All of those things are talked about. Okay. And then Friday, you get a chance to collaborate all of those things that we've just talked about. We talked about the base, we talked about third down situation, and we also talked about red zone situation. But you also, too, get a chance to implement your 2-minute situation. Okay, so just getting a chance to work all situations just to make sure that we're ready to go for a game. Again, the game is on Saturday, so that's Saturday morning. If it's a late game, you get up, you have a walkthrough, you have meetings, just to make sure everybody's in tune and locked in for the game. If that game is that afternoon, okay, you'll get up, and you'll have like a short meeting. Okay, guys will have pregame meal, and we'll get ready just to implement that game plan.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've seen a player's perspective of how they transition going into the game week, but just seeing your side of it from a coaching aspect, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Um, Another question: Who is or how would you describe your coaching style?
I describe my coaching style as a great teacher, someone that's very detailed, someone who leans on my experience, someone who leans on, just prior experiences that, I've been able to gather research from, and then just probably implement that into the player. Okay. Everything that you talk about, does not work for each player. You have to
Mhm.
find first and foremost, what's the best way that that player digests information? What's his most effective way of learning? Okay. And once you find out what's the player's most effective way of learning, now it's up to the coach to be able to implement a plan, all right, to make sure that that player has an opportunity to go on the field and perform at his highest level.
Okay. I realized you mentioned earlier talking about your past experience with different coaches and whatnot. If you had to say who is somebody that you looked up to or a mentor that you've had in the past.
Well, I have a couple of them. Okay. Jimmy Ray. Okay. Jimmy Ray was my coordinator with the Kansas City Chiefs when I played. But Jimmy Ray played quarterback at Michigan State. He was one of the first Black quarterbacks to play at Michigan State. Okay. He was my coordinator when I played with the Kansas City Chiefs. He was very detailed. He was very demanding. But he understood, all right, just from the quarterback position, what it took to be successful, But he's also a guy that I look to and lean on today just for advice, as a friend, as a mentor. And, I just look at somebody who's been at different levels to, for him to be able to give me advice at times. Steve Wilson, okay, who was my college coach. He coached at Howard University. He played at Howard University, had an opportunity to play 10 years in the National Football League. The beautiful thing about Steve Wilson is that he played 4 years as a wide receiver and he played 6 years as a defensive back. Okay, so that's how I got an opportunity to really dive deep into just learning defenses, learning fronts, learning blitzes, learning weakness and strengths of coverages, and then be able to understand from a conceptual standpoint how to attack those different coverages. But that's another person that I lean on right now if I'm stuck between a rock and a hard spot to, on a decision that I want to make as far as my coaching career or just more information on what I'm trying to get done, Steve Wilson is a guy that I look to for that information. All right, and then one more guy, Pep Hamilton. Pep Hamilton, a guy that I played with, a guy that I was his first quarterback at Howard University, a guy who was really excelled in the coaching profession, but he gave me an opportunity. He gave me an opportunity to coach in the XFL, which is a pro league, but he also gave me an opportunity to coach with the Houston Texans. Okay, so a guy that I really admire. I love the things that he does. I love his teaching progression on how he goes about teaching the quarterbacks. And it just gives you, Tyler, it gives you, all right, just a different perspective. Okay. As you go through this coaching profession, all right, you always meet guys, okay, that you take bits and pieces from to allow you to be a better coach, And those three guys that I just named, all right, are guys that I really emulate, okay, but also just bits and pieces of, the things that I do as a coach. I take from them, whether it's their teaching style, whether that's just their attention to detail, whether it's just relating to the player, because a lot of the coaching, is just relating to the player, just understanding, all right, what's the most effective way that that player learns, and giving an
Yeah,
opportunity to give that player an opportunity to go on the field and do the best job possible to win football games.
certainly. And last question relating towards football. How do you feel about the new format for the college football playoff with the expansion of 12 teams?
Oh yeah, that'll give a lot of teams an opportunity to possibly get into the dance. Now as a college football player, it's a long season, Tyler. I had an
Yeah.
opportunity to coach in the NFL, and we had 17 games. Okay, which now, all right, if you're going to go to the championship, it's going to be around about 20, 22 to 23 games that you got to play, and that's a lot of wear and tear on your body. But if you want it bad enough, you understand what's required to get to the last dance, okay? And that's what teams are going to try to do.
For sure. Now, some questions outside of football for people to get to know you a little bit more. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, my favorite movie is Life, okay, with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence,
Hmm.
okay. It's a very comical movie. You can laugh no matter how many times that you watch it. Um, Parent discretion, make sure that
Hmm.
you're able to turn the captions off. All right.
Yeah.
And but Life is one of my favorite movies that I love that I can watch over and over again.
Okay. Favorite food?
My favorite food is crawfish. All right. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. If you know anything about Louisiana, we're known for seafood. And
Yeah.
crawfish is one of my favorite dishes that I can eat over and over again.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. That's one of mine too. Um, this is a popular discussion. Jordan or LeBron?
I'm a Michael Jordan guy.
Oh,
I have this discussion all the time, but also too, okay, and I know it's only Jordan and LeBron that you're talking about, but I got to put Kobe Bryant, all right, in that discussion too. The good thing about it, Tyler,
yes,
as
sir.
my time with me growing up, okay, I got a chance to see Michael Jordan play in Washington, D.C. I got a
Mhm.
chance to see Kobe Bryant play with the Dallas Mavericks, and then I got a chance to see LeBron play, all right, maybe about 2 months ago, all right, when they played the Golden State Warriors here in LA. Okay, so but out of those two, Jordan and LeBron, I would have to say Jordan.
Okay. And lastly, if Coach White wasn't involved in sports, what would he be doing?
I would be a teacher. I really take pride in teaching. I really take pride in just helping younger people, not only guys, but women too, helping younger people, all right, get to their final destination. I've been blessed to be around some great people, some great coaches, some great mentors. And, when I was at Howard University on my spare time, we used to have a middle school on campus, and I used to go over there and volunteer. So I wanted to be a teacher. Okay. And I just feel like coaching is just another form of teaching. All right.
Mhm.
Whether you're teaching on the field all right, or you're just teaching the game of life. So I would be a teacher.
Absolutely. Do you have a subject in mind that you think you would want to teach?
Um, I would say no subject at all. You know, I'm able to relate to anything, okay? But no particular subject. Let me say that, okay? But it wouldn't be PE.
Okay, gotcha. Well, thank you for your time. This was a great interview. Good to learn about the aspect of coaching when it comes to football, and also know things about you outside of football. So
Man,
thank you
thank
for your
thank you
time.
so much, Tyler. Okay. And you know, I'm proud of you. All right. I'm proud of you from where all right you come from. I'm proud of you where you're going. All right. I can only imagine, all right, just the things that you're going to do in the future. All right. And this is just the beginning of it. Okay. You're very committed in what you do. All right, you're very good in what you do. And I want you to continue to push forward, okay, because you have a plan on what you're trying to do. Okay. And most people, when they start to implement their plan and things get hard, they start to shut it down because things don't come in warp time. All right. But I want you to continue to push forward. You know, I want you to continue to reach for the things uh, that you feel like is necessary that need to be heard. Okay. And you have a lot of
Absolutely.
connections, not only in the coaching profession, but all right, athlete profession also. All right. That, you know, you have a story that should be heard. Okay. And it's only a matter of time, man, before I see you on ESPN, okay, or you having your own podcast, okay? So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, the things that you've done up until this point, but I'm also proud of where you're going to go, all right, just by you doing this thing and stay committed to it also.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All
So
right.
thank you for your time.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Uh,